Hey guys, how you going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Hope you guys have had a good day today, working on the grind, whatever it is you're doing. Hope all is well. Thanks again for tuning in. It is the Rugby League broadcasting news, and today I'm just going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on the news that is circulating around the NRL media, primarily today. No NARL or no CRL news. It's just going to be an NRL focus with a bit of an origin twist at the end. So stay tuned for that one there. Thanks again, guys, for watching. And please, if you're new or you're just looking for content to follow, give me a subscribe, give me a like, and feel free to comment as well. Engagement is engagement is important, but let's get straight into it. All right, so the first things first. Last week, the Dragons lost to the Sharks in a nail-biting contest, and sort of a game that was the game that I tipped the Dragons to win. They didn't with the HTV guarantee, but I guess probably just as important was the reaction of Jack Bird himself. As you guys are aware of, he was actually crying, and there was scenes of that. And I think personally for me, as a league fan, and I guess even Bloke in the Bar has summed it up perfectly. It's what you want to see. For me personally, I want to see the players all crying. You know why? Because losing sucks. You don't play you don't play to lose. Yes, losing is part of the game. We all know that. It's cliche. However, you don't watch your team and hope that they lose. You know, like, you just don't do that. Unless there's probably a statement you're trying to make here, but I mean, you just don't do that. And when you're seeing Jack Bird cry, and for me, it evokes very strong emotions. For me, it reminds me that he's more than an athlete. It reminds me that he is just a human. And at the end of the day, I've wanted some of my own Warriors players in the past to show the same emotion. Simple as that. And then on top of that as well, you've got the trolls and the nasty people who are commenting. Look, free speech and all, right? You have your right to say whatever you want to say. End of story. But you also must face the consequences as well. And at the same token, you must also understand that if you're going to say these things as a troll, you better prepare for the backlash that comes straight at you when you're being exposed. So to any of you guys watching this who sympathize with Jack Bird, hey, I agree with it. My personal opinion is it's right. It's good for the game. I also probably don't want to veer too far on the other lane where, you know, it's all about emotion, if you get what I mean. I want to be in the middle about it, but I want to also express that when a player cries in that losing situation, I think that's okay and that's fine. And we need to see more of it. We need to see more real, raw emotion instead of these blokes bottling in and doing something silly, right? When they end up in court or end up rubbed out of the game for a long time or for good. How about you let out your emotion? It's time for us to sort of smash those stigmas relating to emotion, particularly in emotion when he loses. So that is my thoughts on that scenario there. And for all the trolls there who have commented and said he's weak and blah, you know, toughen up. There's context for these things, and in a situation like this, when you put your heart on the line, that's what you want to see. And if you're a Dragons fan and you're watching this, he should be your favorite player. If he's not, then he has to be somewhere in that pile, because what he showed there was true heart and true emotion and true grit. And like I said before, there's some times when I wanted some of my Warriors players to show a bit of that. You know, sometimes we just don't want to see the whole happy and clapping hands and, you know, sort of handshakes and talking and laughing. As for us fans, we take the game seriously. A lot of us do anyway, from that stance of, you know, emotion, that heart on the sleeve stuff. So Jack Bird, I commend you. You're awesome. Keep it up. May more players come out and show their true emotions. And that's not to say you can't not be angry either, right? Because there's always that spectrum too. So it's about showing your emotions when you lose. We should be able to do that. The crying especially. Cause you can get frustrated. You can kick the chairs. We've seen that before. Punch the doors. But hey, let's have a bit of room for when the blokes want to cry too. Other news as well. Victor Radley. Victor the Inflictor. 5 weeks off. Look, the rules are rules, right? Whether we agree with it or not, it's a head high. Any day of the week, it is what it is. Bangai Jr. got hit by him. Albert Kelly, who had a fantastic game, by the way. What do? I mean, it sucks that he's got 5 weeks. I think it's overboard. However, there's that line there that's being thrown, and that's it. Victor Radley also came out and basically defended his tackling technique, saying, well, it is what it is, basically. Where do you stand on this issue? I can look many a time and comment on it, and there was even one comment where I believe it was someone asked, it was Gus Gould, Gus Gould asked PVL, what would he do if Damalolo ran him? He said he'll tackle his legs. Look, it just seems to me that we have a bloke here in charge who's very, I guess, who's very lost. He's out of his depth in the game. You know what I mean? There's somebody who hasn't suited up. You won't see him running or doing tackling drills, will you? This is the reality, right? I have an issue with the guys in the suits telling our players, our game, how it should be run. You know, give it to the, I guess, hey, give it to the blue collars. And I'm not saying give it to them so they can let the game go rampant and crazy. But I'm saying there needs to be a middle ground here somewhere. Can't be too one-sided either way. Rugby league is perfect now as is down the middle. But when you're trying to implement these rules, many people have said, why wasn't it brought in the preseason? Like I said, I see what they're saying. As I said before, you can check out my videos relating to this, my concerns around the rules enforced by PVL, because again, these rules are enforced, not introduced. You can watch those videos where I sort of just say, look, I get where he's coming from, the NRL, the game, but I also understand where the players come from. There needs to be some middle ground, because at the moment it's not. The accidental brushes, again, it's costing the game and it's costing viewers. I heard Andrew John himself walked out of the game, right? Got to do something about that one there. So fix that one up, go from there. But overall, big suspension, hurts the Roosters and hurts the Blues, right? So yeah. News making the rounds is George Williams, who is now apparently departed the club, or what we thought he did, but then he came out on Twitter and he said, hey, I didn't necessarily depart the club. I let the club know that I'll be leaving at the end of the year, but the club, however, told me to, leave the door. And I don't let it hit you on the way out, is what he said, basically. Look, we've all been hearing rumours about George Williams wanting to go back to England. So I guess for me, it's trying to find that, again, that middle ground. So we've got the Raiders who have said one thing, George Williams said another. And he's brought in the mental health, which again, I'm an advocate for. However, in saying that, is there more to the story than that? We do know, again, that he was, there's rumors circulating regarding his need to go back to England. It's a bit of a twisted scenario that has journalists licking their lips, very ready to, take on this bit of news. Look, ultimately, what it does, it just shows again that the Raiders are in disarray. That's all it shows. That's what I think anyway. Tell me what you think. But you've got Tapine, Tapine's misses. You've got the dropping of Papali, and then he comes back. You've got, George Williams. There's a few things going on there that we're not seeing, and I guess ultimately all we're seeing is the unraveling of this mighty Raiders club. They were basically in the thick of it in the last 2 years. Everyone, and I mean almost everyone, had them surely in their top six. Surely they're a top six contender. Now look at him. Anyway, apparently he's gone, so the Raiders are now looking for another player. It's a messy situation. It's probably the best way for me to describe it. And then the other bit of news we have is, and Blake Green has announced his retirement effectively immediately as of yesterday. Just wow. As Blake Green himself said, it was his body, just couldn't do it. Now you see, that's the ugly part of the sport that we love. Not even the bad parts, the ugly parts. The fact that our heroes do get old, our heroes do slow down, our heroes do become less effective. Whether they're fast or not, whatever, they do slowly dwindle. Obviously you get those freaks like Benji Marshall or Cam Smith or Gallen who can somehow keep ticking along. But if truth be told, a lot of them just aren't there at their prime once they reach a certain age. That's the reality of the game. And it's just an ugly, sad thing. But in saying that, the beauty is you have your life after the game. And I'm sure that Blake Green will be involved in the game in one capacity or another. And I just want to thank him again for his personal contribution to the Warriors 2018 and 19 season, particularly 18. Thanks again, Green, for all your contributions there, and wish you all the best in retirement. And thanks again for some of the good memories in the Warriors. Warriors news is Eden Fonua-Blake has been reported by Nathan Brown. It's been reported by Nathan Brown that he'll be returning to the field as soon as the next 2 weeks. So by round 14, he should be back in, and I think that's awesome. It's going to be good. Cannot wait for Eden Fonua-Blake to get in the field. I can keep going on and on and on, but I think it's probably just best for me to say looking forward to it. Definitely miss him playing. We need him on the field, so cannot wait to see you there, Fonua-Blake. It's going to be good to have you back on the field. Last but not least, Origin is around us, and I am a huge Origin fan. Last but not least, Origin is around us, and I'm a huge State of Origin fan. I've been supporting this particular team for quite some time. Stay tuned for my team list of this particular team. I'm not going to tell you who it is I support. Maybe you can guess. Who do you think it is I support? Do you think I support Queensland, or do you think I support New South Wales? But either way, I've been supporting this team since 2004, so a while ago. So this team here has been my team since the very start of my sort of Origin experience as a younger person. So I'm going to be doing my squads, my thoughts on it, and just going from there. But look, that's just the short end of the rugby league broadcasting news. Just giving you guys my in-depth thought. But again, thanks guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be doing another video very shortly. And remember guys, hold the ball, take it easy, and I'll see you guys next time.